Hey, Team Mission Possible. It's our team call for January. Oh my gosh, is it really the 9th already? Holy cow. This year is already flying by. I hope you guys had a blessed holiday season and you just were with the people that you loved and cared about and enjoyed all of it, every bit of it, every minute of it. Just a few quick things I wanted to go over this morning. First of all, I want to make sure that you all know we have a second shred in January. There were several people that were working with prospects that they just weren't ready to commit to that early date of January 7th. And so we've decided we were going to host a second shred. And we're going to host it through our Mission Possible team. It'll be January 21st to the 30th. I will be setting up that group today. You can start inviting to that. You can use promo out there and change it from previous shreds, or I'll try to get something else today or out, or maybe somebody else will have something as well for you. If you're not already using your phone to create those invites, you can simply just grab a graphic from the internet, and then I use something called, let me see if I can find it here. I just rearranged all of my icons, and I use something called WordSwag. There you go. There's something called Typorama as well, and lots of other things, but WordSwag is the one that I use. And so rather than wait for us, if you want to just get something and fill in the blanks and share it on your page, that's awesome too. The next thing I want to talk a little bit about is we were at a pajama regional over the weekend, last weekend. It was amazing, by the way. If you've never gone to one or hosted one, I'd say there's some of the best training out there for the price, which typically is little to nothing. The host pays $25. You can choose to share that cost with her, or sometimes she'll just pick it up herself. And usually it's very close to you, so there's no travel involved, and the training is second to none that we got this last weekend. It was excellent. But one of the things that came through loud and clear with all the speakers that shared and trained us over the weekend is that leaders are readers. And if you're not reading or at least listening to audios, one of the gals said that, let me quote her, she said, if reading a book drains your tank, then listen to it. There's options, right? So if reading drains your tank, then go ahead and listen to these audios. But you do want to be doing some personal development. It's key to moving forward in life, but certainly to moving forward in this business. And if that's something that you haven't included in your schedule, in your calendar, then I would suggest, based on what we're learning from all of our leaders, that that's some place you want to improve upon for 2019. And having said that, I'd like to start hosting a book, a month or so, every 2 months, that we read together as a team. And we can either set up a Boxer chat to share a little bit about it, or have a call for those of us that are reading that we want to all get together, whatever works best for you all. And I've picked one for January 2019 to kick off our Leaders Club. And the one I'd like you guys to read with me, I have read it once already, is called Get Over Your Damn Self. There is a free download audio that you can listen to. If you Google it, or I searched it in YouTube and got just a free YouTube, doesn't have a lot of the controls like an audio app is, but it works just fine. And or you can buy the book. I have both. Here's the book. I did listen to it on audio because I like to run outside, and so it's something that I choose to do when I'm running. The author is Romy, R-O-M-I. Last name is spelled N-E-U-S-T-A-D-T. Get Over Your Damn Self. I'll be connecting with you on Facebook about that as well, and then we'll probably set up a Voxer chat just for fun for those of you that want to participate. So grab that. Let's get started in January here and have fun with it. In fact, what I'd like to see us do, this is kind of the female equivalent of the GoPro book by Eric Warren. That's probably one of the next books we'll be reading. This one's a little bit more fun though. And I think this is something that probably every new rep should grab and either listen to or read and have in their arsenal, because it's got some amazing training in here, things that we all need to know and embrace. So again, important read for January. Get over your damn self. The next thing I wanted to briefly talk about, and it's kind of lonely on this call today, so I will just briefly bring it up, but I'll wait for a time when there's more people on the call to talk about it, and that is I want to talk a little bit more about our customer care page, and want to find out if you are using it, if you are inviting people to it, what you think of it. Would you like to get more value from it? And talk a little bit more about the algorithms that are in place by Facebook and how you can get the best bang for your buck out of this page. There's many of us that spend a great deal of time and effort in this page and have in the past. And if it's not serving us, either we need to reevaluate and do a better job, or maybe we need to reevaluate how you are using it and how you can do a better job to get your customers and prospects to get some value out of this page. So I'll table that discussion for now, but it's something that I really feel strongly about, that if used properly is going to serve your business well. It's going to help your prospects and customers see that there's hundreds and thousands of people out there that use Juice Plus, and why are they using it and how are they valuing from it, and also that we are part of something bigger, that this is the healthy living revolution, and we are inspiring healthy living around the world. And it starts all by, boils down to these little communities that we're involved in. And one of those communities is our Facebook group. So it really is, I think there has huge benefits for you, your customers, and your prospects if used properly. So I'd love to have a discussion about that at some point. Also wanted to talk just a little bit about conference coming up in April. Again, I'll wait till there's more people on the call to talk a little bit more about that. But if that's not on your calendar, I want everybody to take their calendars out, whether it's their phones. By the way, have you all gotten your new planners for 2019? Do you have as much fun with that as I do? I adore new planners and new calendars, getting them up on the walls. But open your calendar and let's go to April. And do you have the Juice Plus Live conference in Sacramento in your calendar? If you don't, I'd like you to go put it in there now. It starts April 11th. It's April 11th, 12th, and 13th. We usually leave on the 10th and get home on the 14th. Get that on your calendars now and start figuring out how you can get yourself there. You are going to love every second of it. We had so much fun in Tampa. We learned so much, meet so many people, network with so many health professionals. It really is a chance of a lifetime. We get to do that twice a year. And the spring one's always the most fun because it's in a warm place, although we were in Tampa last fall and it was warm and it was, like I said, it was a blast too. But Sacramento, April 11th through the 13th, Juice Plus Live, be there or be square. No, be there or you're going to miss out big time. Okay, so want to start talking about that with all of you. And then finally, oh gosh, we have so many things to share from our PJ Regional from last weekend, and I'm just going to pick one thing to share. I was hoping that either Jennifer or Pat were going to be on here and they could share some information as well, some takeaways that they got, because you guys, it was so good. I'll leave some of this for the next time, but let me just pick a couple of things. Okay, so I felt like this was worth repeating. You've probably heard it before, and maybe you didn't realize what they were saying, but I really want you guys to get this. Julie Gervasi is a national marketing director from New Jersey. By the way, Sarah, you might want to look that up. I don't know where Morristown, New Jersey is, but if it's close to you, she was neat. I really liked her. Her husband's a doc. And she did a training on sorting versus selling. And the one thing she made very clear to all of us and reminded all of us, if we hadn't heard it before, is that the invitation needs to be separate from the presentation. And what do we mean by that? So the invitation to take a peek at Juice Plus needs to be separate from the presentation, which is actually sharing the information about Juice Plus. So you're creating curiosity, and posturing yourself. And who just joined me?
It's Pat O'Rourke.
Hi, Pat. Thanks for joining us.
Hey, sorry I'm a little late.
No worries. I was just going over Julie Gervaisi's training, and we were talking about the difference between the invitation and the presentation. And again, the invitation is you're creating curiosity and you're just inviting people to take a peek at what you do, where the presentation is actually the message. And you do not need to be the message. In fact, you aren't the message, you're the messenger. We want to let our third-party tools be the message. So whether that's a link, whether that's inviting them to an event, gosh, there's lots of different ways to share the message with them, but don't confuse the two. When you connect with people and talk about and create that curiosity and talk about, I don't know if this would be for you, or if you've ever heard of an easy way to get all these fruits and vegetables in your diet, whatever your opening line is, but then don't go right into the presentation. You want to keep that separate. And remember that how to master the invitation process is to make sure you have this key thought in mind. They need me more than I need you. They need me more than I need them. Or in other words, they need me, I don't need them. So you've got something to share with them. And it's pretty amazing. Juice Plus is pretty darn amazing. 30 whole foods in a capsule. You're getting 30 whole foods every day. Have you thought about that lately? So they need to hear what you have. You don't need them. And so if they're not interested, just say next. And if you've not tried the takeaway, that's kind of a fun way to do this too. Maybe you just say something like, as they start making excuses or whatever, you just say something like, maybe this isn't for you. And they go, wait a minute, what do you mean it's not for me? What is this? What are you trying to? So again, creating curiosity and just having that posture of you have something valuable and, maybe it's not for you. She also talked about then follow-up, being very intentional with your follow-up. Gosh, you guys, these videos are typically 2 to 3 minutes long. They're not going to take people very long to listen to, but it's just a matter of finding time in their schedule to sit down to take that 2 or 3 minutes, right? And so setting the schedule or setting a time to connect back in with them to say, something like, in the next day or so, when would you have time to check out the video? Or I'm going to be in my office on Thursday afternoon from 2 to 4. Would that be a great time to connect in with you? Or, tonight from 6 to 7 or 7 to 8, whatever. You create a time frame that works for you, and then you find out if that could work for them. So you really want to engage with them about the follow-up. And finally then, those connection calls are gold, and we've talked about this before. You've heard them called connection calls, you've heard them called three-way calls, but whatever you call them, it doesn't matter. Bottom line is, you're not going to probably call that, say the same thing to the person that you're inviting, but essentially, what you want to do is have that third-party validation by a stranger. And I can't explain why it works. We've talked about it before, but it does work. I've used them a ton with our team, and anyone on our team that's chosen to use this tool, this three-way call or connection call, they are absolutely gold. And I wanted to try to find the verbiage. Oh, someone here says, though, how they invite into a three-way call is to say, I'm a connector. I want to connect you with my friend Sarah. She's a mommy of 2 kids and has had some amazing results with one of her kiddos that didn't like to eat fruits and vegetables. Or, I'd like to connect you with my friend or my sister Deanna. She's got fibromyalgia or had fibromyalgia, and she's just doing so well adding all these fruits and vegetables into her diet. I think the 2 of you would love each other. Whatever. You connect maybe on a nutrition level, you connect on a social level, you connect them on an interest level. And she used the verbiage, I'm a connector. I want to connect you with my friend. Would you, and then from there you would say, would you be open to connecting with her over the phone kind of thing. Pat, since you joined us, so we've got a few minutes left here, do you have any takeaway from the Pajama Regional that you'd like to share with us?
Let's see. There was a lot that I took away from it.
Yeah, do you have your notes in front of you? I didn't ask you ahead of time, but if you have anything, while you're looking at your notes, I'll just go over a couple more and then you can jump in here when you've got something you want to share. One of my takeaways, one of the things I'm going to do for 2019, Danette Blair, who was on our team with Linda Shellhammer, what she does is she invites one new person to coffee every week. And so I'm going to try to start doing that, put that on my calendar so I have at least one new person I'm inviting to coffee. Now, it might not be to talk about Juice Plus. It might just be to reconnect with someone or to connect with someone new that you've met and you want to get to know a little better, but invite one new person to coffee. Pick a fun coffee place that you both like or try different ones. And so that's going to go on my schedule for hopefully the rest of the year. That's my goal. Also, a reminder, you guys have probably heard this before too, but it's always worth repeating. You don't get what you want, you get what you schedule.
That's one of the ones I was just going to say. Very good, Deanna. You're reading my mind.
Awesome. My husband and I were just having this discussion. Tell me how that impacted you, Pat.
What, with the Pajama Regional?
No, you don't get what you want, get what you schedule. Did you have something else you wanted to share about that statement?
Well, I also think that, doing a dream board, which I did do, really helped. It's putting it down so this way you have a plan. Mm-hmm. And then also to upgrade your beliefs to match your vision. Mm-hmm. I like that too.
I would love to do an event at my house in the next few weeks. I'm going to invite anyone in Colorado that wants to come and do a dream board together. We're going to host an event like that because I do think that was one of the things they mentioned at the Pajama Regional. And you're right, if you don't know where you're going, you don't know what your goals or your dreams are, how do you know if you're working towards them, right?
Correct.
And again, you don't get what you want, you get your schedule. My husband's kind of complaining how one of these days got away from him, like it was Monday or Tuesday. And I said, you own your schedule. You want to get a workout in every day, you put it on your schedule. You want to spend time on work, your key hours, put it on your schedule. You want to go do errands, schedule it for later in the day when you're not as productive. I mean, you own your schedule if you're not, especially if you're not working outside the home. And even if you are, you've got the time in which you want to, you got your free time and you get to choose how you get to spend it. So you get to schedule it. And Jennifer Myers talked about the fact that she used to think that having a flexible schedule and not doing all the scheduling felt better to her because she wasn't so scheduled. And then she noticed that her husband, Sean, was getting all this stuff done. He was still doing all this work and spending time with his friends, going out and playing basketball, playing golf. He goes, oh, shoot, well, how do you get all that done? And that's where he responded once again, you don't get what you want, you get what your schedule. And so she felt like, gosh, how much more freeing it was to be able to do the things you want to do, to get the things done that you want to get done by having a schedule. Anything else you wanted to add, Pat?
I like this one thing that they said too. Belief comes in the doing and doing it repetitively. It builds confidence consistently. Mm-hmm. And consistently means, you're doing something, you're not only scheduling it, but you're being very purposeful in what you're doing, so that if something's working, you continue with that. And if it's not working, then figure out what is working and do that instead. So I like those things too. But there was just so much. I mean, it was just, I really, really enjoyed it because I really felt like I was settling for so much, just settling for whatever. And I don't have to settle. I just have to be purposeful as to what I want and make those goals a reality.
Mhm.
So that's what I found.
Nice. One other statement that I wanted to quickly share that was a huge takeaway for me, and again, it's not like I probably haven't heard it before, but I think it was again Julie that said, this business magnifies what is already not working in your life. And again, it goes back to personal development, how important it is for our business, but even for life. And if things aren't going well in your personal life, those are going to come up in your business life. And so continually doing self, I don't want to say self-help, I like to call it personal development, personal growth. That's where I think it lies in. And I announced earlier in the call, Pat, that we are going to have a Leaders Are Readers group. We picked our first book for January. It's Get Over Your Damn Self. You can go back and listen more about that, but we will be reading that in January. So, or you can be listening to it as well. Okay, guys, anything else you wanted to share before I let everyone go, Pat?
No, I'm good, but thank you. I appreciate that, and I'll make sure I get that book. There were a few other ones too that looked pretty good.
I actually am going to be posting on our Facebook page. I've got a picture of a bunch of books that were recommended, not all of them, but a bunch, and see if he wants to pick the next one going forward or has an opinion. But yeah, we're going to try to read some together just to make it more fun, but please feel free to go it on your own. And again, if reading a book drains your tank, then go ahead and listen to it. I love to listen to books as well. So, okay, guys, that's what I had for today. You can all go and listen to this. Have a great rest of the week.
Yes, you too.